In Pakistan, large-scale protests have erupted in Gwadar against unnecessary security measures by Islamabad. And before I tell you what's happening in Gwadar, we must discuss why Gwadar is critical. This is a port city in southwest Pakistan, situated in the volatile Balochistan province. This city features heavily in the CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. China considers Gwadar a jewel in its CPEC crown. It's a link between China's BRI and the Maritime Silk Road. Basically, the showpiece project of China's Belt and Road Initiative. That's what Gwadar is. China built it with a compliant Pakistan agreeing to all conditions. What China did not account for was the people of Gwadar. They are vehemently against the CPEC. They suspect that it would turn their city into the very embodiment of a security state. The current protests are part of this growing backlash. Thousands have hit the streets. They oppose Chinese investments and the steps being taken by the Pakistan government to quell dissent. The protesters want Islamabad to remove unnecessary checkpoints, to remove illegal fishing trawlers and to reopen routes leading up to Iran. The protests have been on for a week now. Leading them are local political parties, civil rights activists and local fishermen. These protests are also being attended by school children. They're marching along with their parents, asking the government to install more teachers, not checkpoints. That's what they're saying, more teachers, not checkpoints. It's a slogan aimed at ending the heavy security presence in Gwadar. Since 2016, Pakistan has deployed several guarded convoys, checkpoints and troops in the city. They've essentially turned Gwadar into a fortress for China. Billions of dollars worth of Chinese investments are at stake here. Pakistan clearly does not want to take any chances. But in the process of securing these Chinese investments, Islamabad has made daily life in Gwadar a struggle. And that's an understatement. The residents cannot step out without IDs. They are frisked at almost every checkpoint. They're arrested on mere suspicion. And as if to add to their misery, the government has issued licenses to Chinese trawlers. They're fishing in the waters off the coast of Gwadar. The result is this: the livelihood of local fishermen has been ruined. Their small boats are no match to giant Chinese trawlers. All these factors combined has led to the current protests, not to mention the fact that all the Chinese money and investment that has come in has done nothing for the people of Balochistan. These jobs are not for them. This infrastructure is not for them. According to Maulana Hidayatul Rahman, the man leading this current protest, Islamabad's measures account for a crackdown. This is what he says. It's an insult, he says, for the sons of the soil when they are stopped at checkpoints and inquired about their whereabouts. Then he goes on to say, if the government ignores us, we will block entire highways, expand our protest across Balochistan, even stop CPEC work in the coming days. This is a direct warning to Islamabad and an indirect message to China. The situation could escalate any minute. In the past, Baloch insurgent groups have used such protests as an excuse to target Chinese projects and personnel. In August 2018, 3 Chinese engineers were severely wounded after a suicide bomber attacked their bus. Then in May 2019, the insurgents stormed a hotel in Gwadar where Chinese delegations usually stay. 2 security agents who worked for China were injured in this attack. And just 3 months back, in August, a suicide bomber attacked a motorcade carrying Chinese engineers. At least 1 Chinese national was injured in this attack. Now, Balochistan has been gripped by unrest again. Warnings are being issued against Chinese projects. For Imran Khan, who is fresh out of a political slugfest, if he's out, this is an additional challenge and a very tough one to tackle. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.